have, bitch. Dude, look at my hair. If you want a tutorial, let me know. Because I didn't crack the code, bitch. Is it gonna stay like this for long? Probably not. Is it giving Mary Jane? Absolutely. Yeah, it is. You guys, I literally haven't flattened my hair in so long. It took me like 3 hours. Please bear with me. Anyways, when you look up how to be productive on YouTube, I'm afraid it's filled with content about waking up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. living off of 1 penny a day. You could say Mr. Ryan Train, first of all, because he ate that up, didn't he? But you could argue that that's not really like productivity content. I would argue otherwise, because oftentimes being productive and being successful is often hand in hand when it comes to these types of videos. Millionaire morning routine, billionaire morning routine, how to be a successful entrepreneur. So I agree with you, they're not technically the same, the productivity and the finance sector. However, they do coincide, especially when it comes to journaling. All of these videos kind of insinuate that you already need to have money, or you already need to have the time in order to implement any of these routines. If you work a 9 to 5, you just need a 5 to 9. That includes morning and night. There you go, 4 extra hours and you get no life. That ain't gonna work for me. I'm literally running out of daylight right now. I am very poor with my time, and I've tried implementing these routines for a week or a month, and you can even see in the history on my channel how many times I have done that, and yet every single time the video is over, another week passes and I can't stick to it. I tried the 75 soft, and I even made it easier. I called it 75 softer, and I couldn't even get past 2 weeks. This is a time management problem. We need to dive deeper. All right, stay with me. So what are some alternative ways I can be productive? Oh, I see. Slow living, cozy living, Pomodoro technique. This one's interesting. It's called, hang on, let me get my glasses. Oh, I just got hotter. Wow. And what's this one? The bullet journal method? From my personal research, it's a little bit difficult to know who, what, when, where, how bullet journals started looking the way that they do today. All that I can tell you is that in 2017, when Amanda Rachel Lee started her YouTube channel and started doing bullet journal videos, I was locked in. And clearly, I'm not the only one. I would argue around 2017 to 2018, when Ryder Carroll published his book on bullet journal method, it seems like there was a divergence in the community. Some people chose form, some people chose function. And nowadays, a lot of people choose form. But which is for me? Function, obviously, is super necessary right now, right? But am I really gonna use it if it looks fucking ugly and it looks just like all my other to-do lists and planners? But the form takes so much time and creative effort. If I'm suffering from burnout or a lack of motivation, is this really the best way? You know what I think we need? Heck yeah, that's right. A deep dive into the planning community. Yeah. Wow. When this hair is gone, I will be depressed. Even worse, depression. The bullet journal method was actually created by a man named Ryder Carroll back when he was in college in the 90s. And he created this method in order to help him manage his ADHD. Apparently, he tried so many different types of apps, pen and paper, planners, you name it. He probably tried it. But the only thing that seemed to stick was the bullet journal method. And starting in 2013 is when he started talking about it online. Fast forward 2018, and it's blown up on the internet, and he has a book now. Funnily enough, I feel like 2018 was also very indicative for the bullet journal community, but we'll get to that in a bit. The bullet journal method is based on the idea that getting your thoughts out of your head and onto paper helps you identify what matters to you by catering your needs to your goals. The bullet journal method is also a great way to break down long-term goals into small actionable steps. You know what, maybe this AI thinking ain't all that bad. Camera's gonna die.
You just got set up.
While we're in 2018, the introduction of this new way of journaling took the productivity scene by storm, and it is still popular almost a decade later. Seemingly, for the first time, you can have form and function when it comes to your productivity needs. I think one of the biggest benefits to journaling, specifically bullet journaling, is that you can take just a dollar store pen and composition notebook, or you can elect a more creative approach. If only you are willing to dish out your fair share of shillings. Period. I briefly mentioned the YouTuber and entrepreneur Amanda Rach Lee, who began using her bullet journal for both productivity and as a creative outlet. I cannot lie, when I was first getting into bullet journaling, she was my favorite Pujo user. She used to make spreads that were pretty simple to follow or imitate, and she would have this segment on her channel, I think she still does, where the doodles of the community would recreate her drawings for their bullet journal theme, and then they would get posted or a shout out in the video, which was pretty cool. Amanda, along with other creators like Jashi Corinne and My Life in a Bullet, effectively carved out a new niche of content. In fact, Amanda would go on to launch her own stationery brand called shoparl.com in 2019. There she sells trendy backed bullet journals and stationery accessories like the pencil case, which is always sold out. That's right, baby. You thought this was just for productivity? As per usual, it's time to monetize that hobby! And it wasn't just the average individual who noticed the new bullet journal trend and its female-dominated demographic. Introducing to the stage, drama police, Archer and Olive, every stationery fan's wet dream. Surprisingly, I haven't been able to find very much about the founding of Archer and Olive. I know that the founder is called Bonnie Cool, not sure how to pronounce that. She started the brand Archer and Olive in 2012. Back then, I think it was just a blog. And from my understanding, it was a place for Bonnie to talk about her mental health struggles and also her passion for creating and journaling. So naturally, by 2018, with the rise of the bullet journal method, Bonnie decides to pivot Archer and Olive's business as a brand, and they begin to sell bullet journals for the first time. It's crazy to think that Archer and Olive haven't even been making journals for 10 years, and yet they dominate the luxury bullet journal space. One thing's for certain, I noticed the promise of Archer and Olive, and I will just read directly from their website. As a small business in the USA, I guess you can still consider them a small business. I'm not sure. They ship internationally at this point. They're internationally recognized. So just put that out there. Small? How small are we talking? We understand the significance of how and where you spend your money. We create high quality, ethically made, eco-friendly products and strive to offer experiences that match. Now, I can't speak for everybody, but the sentiment from Archer and Olive, at least on YouTube, it seems to me as though the quality of their items is hit or miss. And it has been for 8 years. 7 years? 7 years.
2012, they put out.
2018 is when they started selling bullet journals.
What did they sell for the first 6 years?
I don't think they sold anything.
They just incorporated?
I don't know. I can't really tell because on the actual website
on
the actual website they don't have, it's like one paragraph worth of stuff.
It's where she just talks about her dogs, right? That's where she named it after.
Unironically, Google AI gave me more information than she did on her fucking website. Ethically made, that one is also a little bit sus. I believe that their journals are actually made in China. Eco-friendly, I can't really say. I don't think they're certified by that tree association that Ruby from the Useful Journal talks about all the time when she dives into journals and compares from different brands. Definitely plugging Ruby in this one. Such a sweet lady, and she gives really in-depth reviews in order to give you the best information to decide whether or not you think that particular journal is worth it. These days, Archer and Olive sells much more than just bullet journals. They have expanded into washi tapes, which I believe they're really, really good, high quality, to acrylographs, which are not my particular favorite, but they're essentially paint pens, also markers, fountain pens, and fountain ink, sticker sheets. And don't you know they also offer a monthly subscription for a kit to help you with everything you need to design your bullet journal, and it starts at the low price of $20 a month. Not to mention they offer another type of subscription that you get every 3 months, and it usually comes with at least 1 to 2 journals, some type of washi tape, sometimes stickers, and other stationery accessories that you may or may not want. Regardless of how you or I may feel about the brand Archer and Olive, the truth is they have gained and maintained a loyal consumer base. But even with the occasional seasonal sale, the question remains, is it really worth it for the price? I noticed a trend as I was diving deeper into the Archer and Olive sub-box reviews, because I thought to myself, you know, even if I just get one box for the whole year, $75, and I get 2 journals, well, it already pays for itself. And the subscription boxes are meant to be a surprise. I don't know if you know this, but I don't really like surprises when it comes to my money. I want to know what I'm paying for. I want to know what I'm getting, what I should be expecting. I don't want to drop $75 in this economy and end up with stuff I don't like or need. So, is it a cash grab? There's only one way to find out. I gotta try it for myself. And I did twice. Second time was on accident. I think I explained that later. But I'll throw it back to past Simi so she can let you know how it went. We have done it.
What did we do?
We bought the quarter 1. It very well could be quarter 4, but it's meant to prepare you for 2025, right? I had to know what the hype was. I watched so many Aaron Smith, Joshi Corinne, and various other micro planning YouTubers who reviewed Archer and Olive sub boxes, and this alone was $75.
After shipping and tax, it was $92.
It was $92. If you live in the US, is this worth $92? For the normal person who just likes to bullet journal, who doesn't post it online, or if you like to plan, if you consider yourself a stationery connoisseur, if you will.
Now, I do want to say, these YouTubers led us on to think that this box was a lot bigger. We got the email, it got delivered. We were so excited.
And I was like, nobody's gonna steal it. It's a big box.
We got home and the box was this big, this thick.
This is my hand.
My hand and her hand. 3 or 4 inches thick, bro.
Yeah.
And maybe 1.5 feet long. Want to get into it?
Yes, I do. So I did note that the theme was cottage comfort because I got a little bit of a spoiler because I subscribed to Archer and Olive. They announced the box on the YouTube first, and then they tell you when it goes live in the description.
Yep.
They don't announce that information weeks in advance. It's very hush hush, and you have to be in the know.
You know, like the day of, when it's dropping, when you can actually subscribe for news. I think maybe recurring subscribers get it
Access
earlier.
to it first.
And unless you're on the email list. I don't know if this one sold out, but others have sold out really quickly.
This is what it looks like.
Doesn't smell like anything.
Okay, it smells like it was freshly printed. You know, nobody else touched this because it went straight from the warehouse. Okay, everything on the first glance looks really
Now this
nice.
is all the stuff that's in it. We haven't looked at this and we're not gonna
look at that.
Where do you want to start? Well, this is obviously a journal, so let's not do that.
What's this?
Ooh, stamp set.
Stamp set.
I
don't have any ink. Wow, some of those are really ugly.
Yeah.
That's nice. They seem like they're gonna be really durable. These are what they look like, just by the way.
We'll get you better shots tomorrow with the better lights too, guys, we promise.
I think I'll probably get a good amount of views out of this little one right here, this stamp that looks like a little house. I've been wanting to do a theme that looks like little Amsterdam houses, but listen, I'm not gonna draw all of that. Hey! No cats were harmed in the making of that.
She missed.
She bin ran. But all of these other stamps look pretty easy for someone like me to even draw. I think to me, those are worth maybe about $5. When I talk about value, how much does it cost to be made? And what is the utility to me? While someone might pay $40 for that and they would love every single stamp,
You won't get no value out of it.
I wouldn't get any value out of it.
Very nicely made packaging. They weren't lying when they say it's very nice cardstock.
Honestly, this pattern is quite ugly. This blue is very dull even, and I don't even think it's the same blue that's on the box. It is a little bit of inconsistency. So right now, technically the value to me of this is 0.
You can't use it.
No, and if I have to spend $5 to go get an ink pad, why the fuck did I spend $90 buying this box?
Yeah.
Okay. I just got a spoiler of what was under this packaging.
I got a spoiler of what was under the...
I just saw, I think
there's an A5
and a B6. But I also saw the acrylic graph.
Okay, you open those. You get both those at once.
Okay, so first I got this little packaging. I think this packaging is way cuter. Again, it says the thing on the background.
Embroidered bookmark.
Okay, this is the thing that got spoiled
I
for
wonder
me.
if it's gonna be as ugly as I think it's gonna be.
But I did get a spoiler of this. I thought it would be bigger.
Wow.
It is cloth, which I actually really like. I
like
quite
that.
like the embroidery. I don't care for the tassel as much.
No, the tassel is giving graduation.
The tassel's giving cheap.
It's very cute.
I am a fan of that. Now, the quality of this seems really nice. The stitching seems okay. If I was at Barnes & Noble and I saw this, I'd probably buy it because I'm a sucker for shit that looks like this. I would pay upwards about 10 bucks for this. The next thing that we got are these acrylic graph markers, and I'm gonna try my best to be as unbiased as possible, but listen, I've always wanted to try the acrylic graph pens, and I've seen people use them all over the planning community, and they look so nice and so opaque. I like these colors. I will say altogether, they don't really reflect the colors that were in the theme. I would have liked to see an orange like in the detailing, or maybe some kind of like yellowy mustard gold color. That's something I noticed with Archer and Olive, is that they don't tend to make everything matchy, which is kind of strange to me because, for example, we get two colors that are almost indecipherable for me. The vanilla cream and the cozy gray. I know one is warm toned and one is cool toned. However, I would have liked a more stark difference for someone who has never tried them before and they would like a good variety. I think I would prefer a mustard yellow or like an orangey color, like I said, that's on the box. I think they retail for about 25-30 bucks.
You know, it's interesting because the cerulean is the closest color to the box here.
Yeah.
That we've got so far of anything. But I will say, does this not look more orange than red? Like that does not, that actually looks pretty orange. It looks like a burnt orange.
No, it does not. It looks red.
This color that's on the box right here is not the same that's on the marker.
That's what you believe?
Not.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But yes, I am very excited to try these. And so to me, I will most likely be getting $20 value from this.
This is the next item. It's a small box. And what do you think this is based on the dimensions?
Washi tape?
If I didn't know what this was, I would think this was an inkwell from like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of them. It's called Gulag Pen Company. Their inkwells come in boxes very similar to size and shape as this.
What the fuck is that? Is that curve cutter?
It's a paper punch.
What kind of paper punch?
Don't know. It just says paper punch.
Oh, it's a tulip paper punch shape.
It only punches them in
Ew.
tulip shapes.
It's nice construction and it is pretty heavy. At the least, it's a paperweight. At the most, it's a useful journaling tool to help add variety for your spread. This is maybe a $2 value to me.
Yeah, I
don't think I'll ever use this.
I'm not chiming in on my value. I don't really journal like that, so that's also $0 value to me. I would never use a flower hole punch. I just don't.
We're 4 items in and I don't even see a $40 value.
So it's very clearly a journal. There's nothing else it could be.
An A5 journal.
Let's see. Archer and Olive Doc Grid Notebook, 192 A5 notebook, 160 GSM. I'm really excited to see the quality of an Archer and Olive notebook because they be hyping it up and I don't know, man.
You know what I mean.
Sorry, there's more plastic wrap on it. I don't know why there's plastic wrap on it.
On
everything. Plastic on this one too?
Yeah.
See, it's weird because these are
maybe if somebody wanted to use the box. No, it's not winter. It's
the same. But this one is.
That's true.
Same
this
logo.
is not just a notebook, dear friend.
By flat spine.
Wait, what does it look like?
Just like the cover.
Oh.
It's not my favorite.
It's not my favorite either.
It's also the linen kind of. Like this inside binding.
No. 2 bookmarks,
Archer
one with the little thing.
Always does 2 with the little.
With the little thing.
Yep.
The design is the same as this, even though those are completely different colors. But also, if you look at the box, or for example, the decorations on this box,
they all have the same.
They don't have as many colors. How does the bookmark have more colors than the actual book?
Yeah.
This is where I start getting a little bit upset because this is the inconsistency that I'm talking about.
Here, it's weird because they're gold yellow here, gold yellow here, but red on the journal itself. I think the red suits it way better. I also think it's too big.
The embossing?
Yeah.
I feel like it should have been either just the flower or it should have been the whole front of the journal.
I like the weight of this though.
It's very nice.
It's a very nice, well-constructed journal.
Oh, and it has a pen loop and an elastic.
It's just not something I think either of us would willingly purchase.
For ourselves.
Yeah.
So technically, I am going to dock some money off
of that. At least $5-10.
Because I would not have normally bought this. So I am going to put the box at around $65-70 of value.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose this little box because what the fuck could be in here?
I will say, so far, it's not something... She didn't like what she saw. I will say it's not something that I think I would resubscribe to be surprised with. I know for this one I wanted us to not really know what was in it, so it was like an actual blind subscription box. But if we wanted to go forth and buy something like this again from them, I'd want to watch and know what we're getting exactly.
Oh yeah, I don't think I could take the disappointment.
Like, I like gambling, I like a little surprised, but this is just a little too much, like,
Gamble.
you know? Are those what I think they are?
They're leather stickers.
Oh, I thought they were gonna be those cardboard tabs that we saw on one of them.
Oh my god, that was so funny that one time. I'm not really sure
I've never seen a leather sticker.
I'm not sure when I would ever use this. This one is strangely religious. You know what I could see these for? Maybe if you have a pen pal.
Like letter sealers?
Yeah.
Like alternative to wax seals almost?
Yeah. I don't like them though.
Don't like them.
I'm still keeping the overall budget around $70 of value so far. And that was whack. Okay.
I want to show you guys.
Ooh. I feel like this is one of the highlights, no?
I already know one of them I don't think you'd ever use, really.
Oh yeah, which one?
The one with the fucking townhouses on it.
Actually, I would use that one.
Would you use it just for the colors?
Well, I would use that one for the townhouse theme. Back to what I was saying. I would use these. I actually think these are really cute. If I saw this at Pop Shelf, I would buy it.
Yeah, and I like that they come in more colors than anything else so far. There's a pink, there's a brown.
Well, and I also really like this one as well. This is exactly what I was expecting the journal to look like. Yeah. But it looks like they give you a decent amount of all of them.
Yeah.
I don't like this blue heart one.
That one is kind of like a bordery one, but it's kind hearts again.
And it's also kind of plain. And I don't know where the heart theme is coming from because it's not on the outside of the box.
None of these are made out of hearts either.
No, there's mini flowers. There's these mini flowers they could put in a border.
Yeah.
So I think the washi tape retails for about $20, maybe $15.
4 rolls of tape?
Yeah, babe. Like I said, you get a decent amount in all, but I would have only bought this if it was on sale, and I would only use 2 of these. So considering that, I'm only getting half value out of this. Again, I'm gonna add $10 to the overall value, so we're about $80 of value in for me.
No, I want you to be able to open the journal too. So do you want me to open this other box, or do you want to just go
open the little box.
One more box. Oh, it's the ink.
Okay.
Oh, there's something else in here.
Petal ink pad.
I don't know what this is. It's like an acrylic thing.
But it looks like all of the ink is glittery. You didn't even give me one in black. It's interesting.
It's a choice.
It's different. This is where I feel like the innovation preceded the utility, because I don't understand how you would use any of these inks without messing up the other ones. As far as I know, they never gave us any instructions.
No, they didn't. It's empty except for the items. Maybe there's instructions on the sheet. No.
That was $0 of value.
Yeah. This is the last item. It is a
square notebook. It says dot grid notebook, 160 ultra thick GSM pages.
160 GSM pages.
Yeah.
The A5 was 192, which I think is our Archernol standard number.
Yeah, that's what they do for A5 only.
It's weird that this is like the only holiday-ish, winter-ish theme that we're really getting. Everything else was kind of spring theme. Unless these are winter flowers and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Oh, it's like an ugly Christmas sweater.
But I don't think the intention was for it to be ugly.
I know if the bitches are gonna be online like top 2ing on this shit. I would have never have bought myself this. I would never have bought it for you. They both have extravagant details on them. Neither one of them are really that plain at all. And I feel like it's perfectly okay for me to be upset about something like this. You typically use your bullet journal for about 6 months. That's about the average. On the longer end, I've used a bullet journal for 2 years. There is no fucking way that I'm gonna look at this for 2 years.
And it's interesting too, because most of the bitches I see use the square book are using it for like a reading journal, which lasts them more than 2 years. Like Joshy's was like 3 years long.
Yeah, what use can I get out of this? Maybe if it's just for my holiday shopping or something, but that feels very consumerist to try and find the value in things that you would never truly buy for yourself. I would like to buy another one. I have seen boxes before. For example, I saw Joshy Corinne open the like September one, literally last quarter. And I was like, oh my god, I wish we could have gotten that one, because that one is right up my alley. Not every month are you gonna be able to satisfy everybody. And you guys, please don't take this wrong way. I am not entitled. I am saying the value to me. If you like stationery and you don't know anything about Archer and Olive, watch the videos first. If you like stationery, you know who Archer and Olive is, and you're a huge fan, you like 90% of the stuff that they put out, I would still probably say watch the video to be a conscious consumer. But if you like the idea of being surprised and you have an extra $100 to spend every quarter, it's like gas money. I think this could be a great little treat to yourself, and I don't think you have to justify your purchases to absolutely anybody but yourself. That being said, I do still encourage people to practice conscious consumerism. It's not bad to be a consumer. To me, it is a little bit, I guess I should say irresponsible to not think about the footprint that you're creating. And so if you believe in those things like I do, maybe the surprise is just not that much of a surprise. Now listen, I will literally buy myself something and it'll come 2 weeks later and I'll be like, oh my god, I got like a secret Santa. Did a company send me something? Like, am I like a big YouTuber? Like,
famous or
yeah, famous.
You get recognized and shit?
But yeah, if I'm being completely honest with you, the only thing I would have probably bought were the markers, maybe the washi tapes if they were on sale, so about 11 bucks. That's how much they go on sale for, I think, or like 15 bucks. This I would have bought full price, 25 bucks, maybe 30, 45 bucks, and the one journal. Maybe.
You probably wouldn't have bought that.
I wouldn't have bought that, so 45
the thing
bucks.
About that journal is, I like the colors. I just don't think I like the pattern.
Yeah.
Like, I love that color.
That's another thing also.
And the red,
it's
but
very gendered feminine. I understand most people who journal like this and that are probably gonna buy the box. Like I said, we're probably not the target audience. Target audience is very clear, okay? I think we all know who the target audience is. However,
I don't care.
you should be able to get utility out of almost everything. If you're not, then as a business, what are you doing?
I feel like they build themselves as sort of like a more upscale, higher quality journaling company, and that should be accessible to anyone in the journaling space. Obviously, you can't please everyone, and we're not saying that, you know. It's just saying just
This could have
don't
been a
be
plain
too
journal.
far on either end. Maybe we get a case. Maybe they make these fun.
No, fuck that. I shouldn't have to buy another fucking damn thing from you so I can enjoy the journal that we paid $90 for. You should give people the option to return this in exchange for something that they might like a little bit more, or like a plain one. I'm pretty disappointed.
I'm disappointed too, but I'm happy we did it.
I'm happy we did it. I just wish we didn't do it this time.
Yeah.
But it's not anyone's fault. Like, we both really wanted this.
It's anyone's fault. It's mine, because she said, babe, should I watch this first before we buy it?
Yeah, and you said no, let's
I
be
said, no,
surprised.
let's be surprised. It's part of the fun.
What would you give it out of 10?
Oof.
I'm gonna say 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was mid. It is January 6th. Oh, I just shipped out the basically majority of the Archer and Olive box. Somebody bought it for me on eBay. I kept the bookmark and the A5 journal. Everything else I sent to her, and she got it for $45, the lady who bought it off me. I guess that's something I can consider in the future as well. Either buying directly from Archer and Olive when I notice that there's a theme I might like, and then just eBaying the rest. Or number 2, I could just buy it directly off of eBay for cheaper. But in that case, I don't get to choose what I want. So what I want might not be there. But I think it'll be a while before we buy another box from Archer and Olive. But who knows? Hey guys, it is like 3 months later. Like, this video has literally been in the process for probably like 4 months. And it was a little unexpected. And I ended up getting another package. I didn't mean it. We both completely forgot, me and partner Green, we completely forgot that this was coming out, and I didn't even know what was in it when it took out, which is what we were talking about before. Like, I didn't want to order another one unless I knew what was going to be in it. I cannot confidently tell you that I would have passed. I've already opened it and I know what's in it. That's why I have the card outside. Here we go. The theme was Nature's Curiosities. Is it the most original theme? Absolutely not, because I was finding stuff like this on other websites 4 months ago when I was prepping for my bullet journal. But I've been really feeling like the green and pink vibes, especially when it comes to spring. You guys know I was born on spring equinox. So anyways, let's just jump into the unboxing so I can actually finally put all this stuff away. There was a couple things. The box came really beat up, which is fine. The real box didn't really sustain that much damage, so I guess now I know why they put it in 2 boxes. So you open it up and it pretty much just looks like this. So we're just gonna start like one by one. This is a pack of colored pencils, and these colors are so pretty. And I'm actually really excited about this. I've been wanting to like dabble into different mediums for my bullet journal, especially ones that are not going to bleed through the page. I feel like I normally use just markers or like Crayola Super Tips or the mild liners, and that's like a theme with this box. It was really my box. Like, I was meant to have this box seriously. Don't worry, we canceled it. I won't be getting another one probably for summer. I don't tend to vibe with the summer boxes, but I might be getting one for fall. We don't know, we don't know. And these seems really high quality. You get like almost a Roy G. Biv. You get in orange. I don't think there is a red. actually. There's this like yellowy peachy color, orange, dark green, a cyan, a turquoise. They definitely could have given us a red. And something I noticed that they did better this time, the cohesiveness of the box. Everything really does feel like it goes together, which was one of my complaints last time. I was like, how the fuck is this winter? I don't get it. But let me go ahead and swatch these for you. Okay, now this is why I don't be trusting nobody's opinion, because why would you lie? Like, I've seen other people do unboxing of this and show everything, especially the color pencils and the gel pens or whatever. Oh, spoiler. It's been out already. Like, I don't even know if you can still get the box. I'll check though, and I'll put it on the screen. But look at these. Like, the camera's not even picking it up. I don't understand. You can kind of see the colors, hopefully, but in real life they're not really that opaque. Maybe if you press harder down and if you like treated it like, what are those called, those crayons, those like oil. This is not comparable to any type of luxury art supplies. I'm just letting you know right now. And let me tell you, these are pretty disappointing. The black looks a little bit gray, and obviously there's no such thing as a true black, but you can get pretty damn close. You are better off just getting Crayola color pencils. It's kind of disappointing, but that's all right. It's probably one of their like newer items. They like to experiment with newer items. But if anybody from the Archer and Olive team is watching this, that was disappointing. And they gave us like 4 blues and greens when you could have given me a red. I don't think they're worth more than $5. And I only say that because the actual structure of these color pencils are pretty nice. Like, they have that gold foiling and they look very pretty. I love the way they look. But for something like this, honestly, I would have preferred it to be a little heavier with some more graphite to actually perform without me having to press super down. You know, I get like carpal tunnels really easily in my hands. It's just not a comfortable experience, okay? Like I said, just go get you a regular pack of Crayola color pencils and you're gonna be fine. And if you want to splurge, then just buy the Prismacolor. Like, seriously, they're not even that expensive. They're expensive in the way of colored pencils, but they're worth it in my opinion. I would give these a 4 out of 10, maybe 5 out of 10. They're pretty mid. Let's go into something I know I like. I've ripped this box because I've opened it and closed it so many times. Oh my goodness, I need to get a box opener when I have my nails. Come on now, I'm on a time crunch. This is the best way that I'm gonna show you the washi tapes. Here they are. This one right here, I have a little bit of personal beef with. I went on a less than ethical website. Not that this brand is completely ethical. I'm sure they source a lot of their stuff from China, but I'm just saying. I got a washi tape that looks pretty identical to this, and I'm gonna take it out because it came in a pack of like 20. It came in a pack of 24 for like $2-3, maybe $5. And I got all of the different washi tapes. Now, there's some missing from here because I used them in my bullet journal already. But the one that it reminded me of the most was this one. Now, you can see it has the same gold foiling. It has the butterflies, the dragonfly. Look at the writing, the postage stamps. I really want you to take this one in. Tell me this is not the exact same design. Like, what? And because I already ordered those, I was like mad. I was like, oh, I already have something like this, which obviously Archer and Olive can't control. I understand that. I just feel like if you're gonna come out with a washi tape, maybe make it more original. Now, obviously this one is much more high quality. It'll stick better, it'll last longer, it's a bigger roll. But I already have 5011 generic outdoorsy ones. I like the other ones they give me because at least I don't have anything like this. I mean, I do have a smaller like butterfly one, but this is a pretty, you know, average type of print. I like it. I like this one even. That looks more like botanical. It looks really pretty, I think. Even the beetle one, I think, especially when it comes to in October, we can do like a Beetlejuice theme. Shut up, you better remind me. But yeah, I was like, are you kidding me? You make too much money. You make these boxes cost too much money for me to not be getting original artwork. I would have been fine with the 3 washi tape, or maybe a more plain colored washi tape. Maybe you could have added like a green washi tape. I think that's something that Archer and Olive as well has an issue with, which is balancing the washi tapes. If I cannot use all 4 of the washi tapes in the same spread, then they're not balanced. Now, maybe I just dived too deep, girl. Maybe I just dove too deep and I grow box too close to the sun. I love the washi tapes. I'm a little bit disappointed about having essentially double. I will still give the washi tapes probably a 7 out of 10. I'm gonna open up a big one because why not? And look at how pretty this box is. The thing is though, I don't keep the boxes ever. They gave me a box for my ephemera, which I actually really like. I really like this. This is probably one of my favorite items in the whole box because it is so versatile. Now the magnetic close, I saw people glazing this. Oh, it's a magnetic close, it's like super, it's not that strong. You see it get real close. If you don't push it down, it won't close. It's not that super high quality. I could have probably gotten this from Target, which obviously we're not supporting. I'm just saying this feels like Target stationery quality. There's the stationery aisle in Target, and there's a little more luxury one, and there's like an intermediate like one. This will be in the intermediate one. You think you pick up a wooden globe or something, but it's just plastic. This that has no weight to it. There's nothing luxurious about it besides the design. And then the inside comes with so many vinyl stickers. And when I tell you, when I opened this, I gagged. The smell was horrid. And I'm not gonna show you all of them, but here's an idea of what they all look like. And maybe I'm a bad reviewer, but I just don't think these deserve that much hype. And there's a couple of other like stickers like this where you can put like a little checklist or something. There's not really much you can write on this. But what I was thinking is that I could actually organize my washi tapes, like my extra washi tapes in here. I know I've seen people organize them and they get like 6 or 8 per type of sticker. It's probably one of my favorite pieces in the whole thing. It could have been more nice, especially because you paid $75 for this box. It just looks kind of cheap. It's probably didn't cost them more than $5 to make, I don't think. Or maybe I just don't understand how things work, but I would give this probably another 7 out of 10. Do you guys want to see something really freaking cool? A wax stamp with melts. This is what I'm talking about. And I haven't taken it out of the box, but it does feel pretty heavy. And the design on it is beautiful. Let me see if I can get it out. This is the design. And I was right. It's beautiful and it's heavy. I was just talking to my mom and I was like, we should do pen pals. Because I want to use up my stationery when I actually use it. And I think I want to write more, like physically handwrite. And if you want to be my pen pal, let me know down below and let's try to hook something up. But I give this an 8 out of 10. I think the colors are amazing. They give you this like nice tan one and then more of like a rose gold shimmery one. If I'm gonna get a luxury stationery box, these are the types of items you need to replicate. Every single item should be high quality. So far, I think the high quality items are this stamp wax seal set and the washi tape, and we've gone through like half the box. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to like the ridiculous nature. All of the items are not equivalent to each other. It's like they spent so much time coming up with this, and this was like a last resort. Next up we have the gel pens, and I'm gonna swatch them off camera and I'll be right back. Guys, nobody told me that my forehead was slipping. I am satisfied, question mark, question mark. I don't think I actually showed you the pens, but look at these swatches first. Here are the pens, and I pretty much tried to keep it in like color order so you can tell very clearly which of these are which. These are probably like a 9 out of 10 for me, maybe a 10 out of 10. I think they're a pretty good gel pen. I personally like a thicker font, but if you don't, then maybe you would have wished they were a little bit thinner. But I like them the way they are, and I actually feel like even the lighter color, I think the lighter color will show up pretty well on black paper, and I can actually text that for you. Okay, I think it's just the way that I write. I typically write with more of like a lighter hand. So you can see up here that it's clear. It shows up clear as day, but here's a little bit performs like a 0.5. And down here, when I went over certain things, or like when I put the semicolon, you can tell that it's thicker. It shows up more opaque. I will say on black paper, it doesn't really lean that light gray. It looks more white, but that's probably just due to the contrast. I think it works pretty well. In spite of my contrarian nature, these are actually a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. This is what I'm saying. $100. Don't piss me off. come out with a whole line of these. I want these in every single color. And I actually thought about it a little bit more, and I think that I will be selling the colored pencils. So if you did happen to miss out on the box and you wanted to try out the colored pencils for yourself for like a whatever price, I will be selling them on eBay, maybe for $5, because that's how much I think they're worth. Go check it out on my eBay. I'll put the link below. And I saved the best things for last. We have the journals. I do love how they package the journals, but come on, Art and Olive has been doing journals for like 5 years at least. After swatching those, I can actually see where this color comes from, this light gray color, but I actually don't think it suits this more autumnal theme in the middle, despite this very cool gray toned color. And it is embroidered on here. It's very nice quality. That comes with the elastic, which is really strong, the pen loop, which is nice. I love a good pen loop. And look at this gorgeous inside cover. I love that they do this, but it's not always cute. And it is a whole shit ton of pages. I cannot wait to fill this up next year. And it has the pocket at the back, pretty big pocket actually, and it has 2 bookmarks, but they're both the same color. One comes with a charm, just like normal. I just don't really care for the cool toned gray color of the outside of the journal, but I like it. Once you get 4 journals, I mean, that's your next journals for the next like 2 years at least, if you're the kind of person that use them up pretty quickly every 6 months. That's why I intend to like skip a box every now and then, and to just wait and see what's going to be inside the box and then try and buy it. And if I miss it, I miss it. It wasn't meant to be. And I don't think that you should buy 10 notebooks in a year, because I personally do try to limit my consumption and at least be conscious of my consumption. I've floated this word a lot. I definitely do think it's important to be conscious of what you're consuming. To each their own though. Now we're moving on to the star of the show. And I'm not joking. She's the fucking star. She is what dreams are made of. Look at this. Almost made the whole, no, I'm not gonna lie to you, this made the whole box worth it for me. I have been wanting a traveler size journal. I thought it would be great for tracking like my daily thoughts, and it's less daunting than a full-size journal, because all you have to fill up is this little half-size page. It's the same height as a regular A5 journal. Well, the Art Journal A5 journals. It's so good for chucking into your bag. I think traveler size journals are really good for junk journaling. I know people love a good A6. This one is super weird. It's fabric, but the debossing is leather, and hopefully I can make it show up on camera. It's a really subtle design, and this is the spine, which I love. I think Art and Olive should do more spines. Oh my god, please tell me you guys can see that. You're not getting any more food. Go lay down, okay? In the inside, they have a more botanic theme for the gold foiling. I think the fucking color is gorgeous. I cannot lie to you. And it comes with the pen loop and the pocket and the strap, which are all like my non-negotiables for a journal. This journal is a 10 out of 10. I think the other journal might be like an 8 out of 10, because like I said, I'm not that big on the cover. But this journal, 10 out of 10. If you're only concerned with getting your money's worth, then 100% every single box is probably going to be worth it. But would I recommend a lifetime subscription to Art and Olive? No. I think you'll end up with a lot of waste. I think you'll end up with a lot of clutter. That is the box. Oh my god, I've been recently getting into stencils. Flower bookmark, pen loop, pretty post-it note stencil, stickers. I don't even know who I would give them to. I literally might just donate them. Comes in a paper as well. I do believe this is a Sequest journal, just straight off of Amazon. As far as the construction goes, elastic, pocket. Seems like the pages are separately bound. I mean, the pages are really white. I think the pages I'm used to right now are a little bit yellow. No big deal for me. There is no name card, like no name page, so I'll have to make my own. I have to get back to it. I am very happy with the outside of my journal. I will leave the link in the description below. Listen, girl, I am already in a bad mood and the day just started. I know these girlies don't use my little miniature tripod to film these things. They use these tripods that have like flexible legs, like skinny flexible legs. I'm talking you can make glutes. And they have clamps on the side of their desks or tables in order to get these beautiful shots. It's almost a necessity because how else can you film a flip through without those tools? That's something nobody talks about. Basically, I'm just gonna show you. I'm gonna pull it up to the screen and show you. I am not a bullet journal YouTuber, and we're gonna leave it at that. So this is my like cover, like my opening to my journal, and then I just kind of like freehanded this 2025. I think the two here looks kind of ugly, but I don't really care. It's just for me. And I made this pocket, I think, using either a piece of paper from the back or a piece of paper from another what am I even talking about? I'll just do all this in voiceover.
This is my cover page, and right here on the left in this little pocket is a little card, a reusable card for my monthly reset and my weekly reset on the other side. Moving on to the next spread, on the left we have currently stats, which I've already started filling out, and a letter to future me on the right. In the health box I just put how much I weighed, and in the mental is just how I'm feeling. I did a tarot spread this year just like I did last year, and these were the cards that I pulled. I won't go too far into it because I feel like that's kind of personal. However, I will talk about the thematic elements I used in order to bring the whole setup together. I used different types of patterned washi tape, all light colored, and light colored botanical garden stickers, as well as gold, a lot of gold washi tape, the gold foiling borders. And this spread is pretty self-explanatory. I just have my quarterly intentions and a gift tracker for whenever I think of stuff and get it. I believe Joshua Corinne started this trend, but the whole idea is to gamify your life in order to achieve your goals in both the short term and the long term. I came up with this spread layout myself just to suit my own needs, and I have since modified it for other quarters of the year. I was actually really surprised at how effective it was at getting me to accomplish my goals. And I even kept track of when I leveled up and which rewards I received. It's pretty cool. It's not every day that you find a new spread to add to your yearly bullet journal setup routine. I even added a little section to do some reflection, but it didn't end up being enough space. So next time I'll definitely add more. After flipping the page, we basically have a massive habit tracker in order to follow the 75 softer challenge, which, let's just say, it didn't go very well. But I tried. I did try. Of course, we had to have a few sections to ponder and a little space for a Polaroid pic. Moving on to the first monthly setup in my bullet journal, of course, we have the January setup, and I just kind of stuck with the same theme for simplicity's sake. And some elements I always like to include in a monthly setup is my weekly goals, so that I can have more direction throughout the month, and a word of the month, as well as a mood tracker. The habit trackers, as you can see, are pretty much reserved for the weekly setups. As we established earlier, I appreciate both form and function, so this entire setup ended up taking me about a month to make.
I think I'm gonna post my setup on Pinterest, so you can go and follow me there if you want to see the details and everything. I try to do my best. My hands are literally hurting from holding it up. So it is currently January 10th. Happy birthday, Brooke.
It would have been one thing just to make the setup and call it a day and say, look, it's so easy to journal, you should do it too. But I wanted to tell you my thoughts after doing it consistently for the past 3 months. To be honest, this video should have came out in April, but in the last 2 months, we have dealt with so much shit. But I am so happy that I've finally been able to get this video edited and out for you.
Hi baby, can you please close the door? I think she's done.
I'm going over.
Okay, I love you.
Love you.
I really hope that it's not too windy. This video has taken me 3 months. As you can tell by how faded out my hair is compared to what it looked like in that one clip when it was straight. Yeah, but anyways, I guess the question that I was trying to ask in these last 3 months was, does journaling actually work? And that kind of depends. In my opinion, journaling very much gives you what you put in. You know how people say what you put in is what you get? Journaling is something that at the end of the day you have to do. I've not just been journaling for the past 3 months. I've been bullet journaling for the last 5 years, and it is only recently this year that I am able to begin other journals, like a media journal or a YouTube journal, as I've mentioned in other videos. Even though journaling can help you a lot with your schoolwork, with your regular work, or just general productivity, I feel like the added effort made me want to do this stuff less. So most of what consisted in my bullet journal was just to-do list, brainstorming, regular planners. That was unique to me as a neurodivergent who was in school, who was working, who was busy. But throughout those 5 years, I wasn't necessarily always consistent. There were months that I was really productive. March, I tend to track only half of the month, and the go figure, because the other half of the month I'm like, okay, my birthday is over. Life gets in the way sometimes, and that's okay. One of the biggest rules to me when it comes to journaling that I think everyone should follow is that there is no rules. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves on journaling right. It's like going to the gym. There's no correct way to go to the gym. Everybody can have a different split. Some people use steroids. Some people have all the time in the world and their job is literally being a bodybuilder or a strength trainer, and they can afford nutritionists and help and things like that. Just stop judging yourself. The whole world is gonna do that for you, girl. When it comes to pen and paper, don't nobody needs to know that's on that page, and it doesn't need to be a big deal if you don't want it to be. I just spilled it. Damn it. I think we have this idea that other people journal in a certain way when, like I said, a lot of those people are getting gifted things. There's a real lack of integrity, especially just like on social media. And just because somebody made a setup doesn't mean they used it. Just because somebody is using a bunch of stationery supplies does not mean they bought it or that you can afford it. But that shouldn't stop you from trying, because every journey is different, and at the end of the day, all you really need is pen and paper. The world is your oyster, girl. The world is your oyster. So we've kind of answered the question, kind of not answered, but we kind of answered the question about whether or not journaling works. For me, I struggle with mental health. My journal is for productivity and mental health, sometimes self-care, really whatever I'm feeling. And I think it's why I've been able to keep up these last 3 months. But wait a second, why did I journal so consistently these last 3 months? Why do people keep trying to journal? Why do people keep making videos like this? I'm not gonna lie, I wrote these out kind of on the fly in like 5 minutes while I was sitting on the toilet, so you can either take it or leave it. I do think there's a constant desire to look like you're bettering yourself, at least to the public eye, right? To look like you have your shit together. Number 2, of course, the consumerism of it all. I literally spent over probably like $300 in the last 3 months for journaling supplies. That's $100 a month, girl. That's $25 a week. That's gas money. Are you joking? In this economy? I did, because it makes me happy. And I think it's really interesting because journaling can absolutely be a low-cost hobby. Like, you can go to Dollar Tree and start journaling. But as we've discovered in this video, there is a little bit of elitism. I don't think elitism is the right word. I mean, it could just come back to the instant gratification of it all, of why capitalism works, you know? Because it is a consumptive hobby. I know a lot of people online who have shelves and shelves and shelves of journals that they may never touch. But you know what? That ain't my business. Journaling is an art. It is a creative outlet, and that is worth something. I feel like my camera is overheating, so you don't get any more flowers. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna put it back there. Another reason I think it's worth mentioning, and it kind of goes hand in hand with that like consumerist aspect, is escapism. And this might just be the one time I agree. Yeah, there is a sense of instant gratification, but then you get to journal with all of these new supplies, and I still think that's worth it. Invest into your hobbies. I think it'll make you a happier person overall. It's an experience, and you will forever have that piece of art that you created. It's like a sculpture, and if you don't like it, you can literally just take it all apart and do something else with it. And you know what?
Oh my god, what, girl?
Journaling is one of the only things that you can do to kind of control your emotions or some aspects of your life. Right now, for me, I live in America, and there's a lot of things I can't control. I can't control the government. I can't control other people's votes. The only thing I can control is myself, is whether or not I get out to the polls. But how will I remember if I don't write it down? You know what I'm saying? Another one equally as valid as like your creative outlet is just boredom. Sometimes you just want to talk to somebody. Sometimes you just want to ponder about life, about the sky and the trees, and that's valid. I think journaling is a great way to prove that you exist. I mean, essentially, it's the same reason why I'm filming this, right? Proof that I exist, proof that I have an opinion, proof that somebody cares. subscribe. And maybe, yeah, in 100 years I like to think about somebody coming across my journal and thinking, wow, is this what people did every day? And them being terribly wrong. But whatever, I'll tell you the same thing I say when people ask whether or not they should make a YouTube channel. Yeah, try it out. Be conscious with the way you're consuming. Be critical of what's being sold to you. You have your own tastes, and I think you should be free to develop them. We are nearing the end of my Ramune and the end of this video. Regardless of why you like to journal, please consider commenting it down below. If this video has inspired you to start journaling or to try it again, go back to it, also let me know. I would love to support you in your journeys, just as all of you have supported me on mine with YouTube, even just watching this video and getting to the end. Thank you very, very much. Mwah. You can give this video a like if you want, subscribe if you want, and I will see you next week. Bye. I really like this flavor. It's really good.